couldn't live up to stepmom's expectations, and she would always push dad to be harder on me. It only made me push back more. I was a stupid teenager trying to destroy themselves. By 16, stepmom had stopped talking to me completely. I can't even remember why. There had been so many arguments. We lived in the same house and she'd just ignore me. My dad begged me to fix it somehow, saying I was causing her to hate him and destroying their marriage. They were having toxic fights that woke us all up. My little brother used to crawl into bed with us and just cry during their fights. I had just gotten my first job, so I took what little money I had, boarded to the nearest flower shop, and bought her a bouquet. It was Mother's Day, or maybe her birthday. I gave them to her with an apology, told her I didn't mean to be a bad kid, I just wanted to make things right. She laughed in my face and said, "Do you think that's all it takes?" I decided to just move out and stay with my grandma, even if it meant paying rent. Stepmom had already chased Big Brother out too, so I just followed him. Dad started to realize how she'd torn the family apart, brought us here only to push us out, and started to talk about leaving her, but just never would. As a result, we barely talked anymore. A couple times I would give him ultimatums and not talk to him at all, which of course didn't work. He even called me one day and said he was finally leaving. It would be just me, him, and Big Brother again. Just like when we were little. We cried with happiness together. He just never left. Once in a while they'd break up, but it never lasted. One day, where the family was so broken that we had met Dad and Stepmom in a McDonald's parking lot to exchange Christmas gifts, I asked Dad if he really loved her more than his kids, if she was really worth all of this. He looked me in the eye and said, though painfully, yeah. That was around 6 years ago, and I'll never forget it. More than a few times over the years, Dad would leave her and tell me all of the terrible and narcissistic things she did. How she manipulated him and isolated him, cheated on him, was abusive to her kids. He would condemn her and beg us to forgive him for what they put us kids through, and say we were all right about how toxic they were. Then he would go right back to her. Last time, though, he did stay away. It lasted almost 2 years. He even dated other people. He maintained that she was a toxic narcissist and got some help for his mental health. Little brother moved in with him full-time, and Dad was finally giving him a stable and happy life. Then, he went right back to her. Now, little brother has texted me in the middle of the night, on a school night, seeking comfort, because Dad and stepmom are fighting again. Dad cut off pretty much all family because we won't accept her.